Hello Freedom Builders and welcome here to Building Freedom. This is Hans Nielsen and today we're gonna look at one of my favorite tools. It's just a week ago I made a video about the platform TradingView that I am using every single day to do all my graphs, all my technical analysis. But as I've also stated, I'm not just a technical analysis. I actually used to be when I traded on a much shorter time frame. But today, where a lot of my stocks are 6 or 12 or 24 months holdings, it is important also to look at the fundamentals. So I have been using that more and more over the last couple of years. Today, I'm going to show you a tool that I became familiar with a couple of months ago, 3 months ago maybe. And I'm going to show you what it is, how I use it, and at the end of the video I'm going to give you some gems that are hidden in here, some very good details I haven't seen anywhere else. I should say right now that in the video or below the video there's a link that you can use if you want to test it out. I think they have something like a 14 days trial or month trial, something like that. Where you can get familiar with it and see if it is something for you. That link is an affiliate link. This is just the second company that I have teamed up with. I am only choosing affiliate partners that have products that I use myself every single day, and this is one of them. So if you feel like supporting the work I do with this channel, please use the link below. But let's get to it. The platform here is Stockopedia. And as you can see here, they have a database of 63,000 stocks. And I must admit, now I come from Denmark, and that is a small country, it's a small stock market, and not many providers of software have very much focus on Denmark or Scandinavia for that matter. So often when I find a good tool, it simply lacks the stocks that I am investing in on a daily basis in Denmark, Sweden and Norway. But they always have the US stock market, of course. This is an exception. They have every single stock. I haven't been able to find a single of the smallest stocks I've been looking at that is not represented in this database. So that is quite amazing. When we look at the front page here, first of all, it just seems kind of, there's some news and we have a menu out here. I'll go through that in a second. Down here we can see how many advances and decliners there are and so on, but you can find that on 1,000 different sites. When we get down here to the bottom, we are going to see some colored numbers here, and that is where some of the interesting part starts to happen, because what Stockopedia has is a stock rank. And let me just give you an example of a stock rank here. Let's take a stock. It could be Coca-Cola. Let me see here. Here it comes. KO, Coca-Cola. We all know it and we know their products. But here we can see there are 4 different numbers. There's a stock rank that can go from 0 to 100. And we have a quality rank, a value rank and a momentum rank. And this is where a lot of the magic really happens, because the stock rank is pretty much an indicator. It is a calculation of all of these together with some weighting that I'm not really sure of. What they can see if we go to their front page here. Let's see here, the stock rank. We can push this one, learn more. And what we see is that, for instance, if we look at the UK market, now this is a UK based platform. If we look at the UK market with all stocks with a market cap above £10 million, we can see here with stock ranks that if from let me see, 2013, yeah, if we had just chosen all of the stocks with a stock rank between 90 and 100, you can see that is the top green line here. That would have outperformed all of the other deciles here quite significantly. And if we look at the FTSE All Share, that is the light blue one here, that one has performed just around 21% altogether in that period, whereas the top up here, let's see if we can find it. Yes, as you can see down here, a couple of the green ones from 80 to 90 in stock rank and 90 to 100 in stock rank, they are the two on top here. They are up around above 150% in the same time span here, whereas the FTSE is only at something like 21%. So just picking stocks with a high stock rate based on this system is actually building up your edge in a way that it is good, solid companies. But let's have a look at some of the. We can have a look at Coca-Cola again, just to take the same. Comes here. Let's have a look at these scores because they're quite neatly composed. If we look at the quality score here, you can see that the quality rank is a mix of profitability, cash flow, margins, some bankruptcy calculations. I suppose they use the Altman C score there I suppose. There's the Petrosky score and so on. If you want to know a lot more about it, there's a definition of the quality rank here, so you can just go in and learn about it. But here in the quality rank, they're simply telling you, is this a decent company? And if it is, personally, I look at quality ranks above 70. That is kind of a hallmark for me. The value rank, if you look at that one, you can see that they're looking at all the standard ratios, PB, PE, PS, price to free cash flow, earning yield, and so on. And they are seeing if their system thinks that this is good value. Right here, they don't. They have a score of 26. I'm not looking too much at the value score, I must admit, but it is calculated into the overall stock rank. The momentum score here. As you might know, I'm also a momentum investor. I would like to buy stocks that are going up since all of the big players are getting into the stocks. Here you can see they're looking at 52 weeks high, relative strength, but also earnings momentum, upgrade earnings or earnings upgrades, earnings surprises and so on. So they're not just looking at momentum from a price perspective, but they're also looking at momentum in earnings, and that is really something I like. So the momentum score here is also important, but it's not just a price momentum. And then of course there's the overall stock rank down here, described as a mix of the value, quality and momentum rank. Just this simple detail of this massive platform here is really worth it all. I can't really recall what the price is, but it is a bit expensive and it might not be for everybody. I think it is something around, is it 500 euro per year or something like that. So if you're sitting with a small portfolio of $5,000 or $10,000, then this might be a bit too hefty a price for you, but you can consider that. Now, if we are taking a look at Coca-Cola here, we can see the price range, but down here we can also see a chart of the stock rank. You can see here that for a long while it has been rising up here along with the price, and it has been in green territory, and I think that is when it gets above 70 or 75, something like that, and then it drops down into neutral territory. We can look at the price momentum here. We can look, and that's something I really like, growth and value here, and this is a forecast, 12-month forecast rolling. You can see that there's a PE ratio forecasted at 24. Normally, I'm not looking too much at PE ratios, but looking more at the PEG ratio, because here they're taking the PE ratio and divide it by the estimated growth for the next 12 months. And if this is above 2, I'm not too keen on buying. And as you can see here with the red color, we have the PEG ratio compared to the industry. You can see here Coca-Cola's PEG ratio is ranked 17th out of 19 companies in the beverage market, so not one of the best here. And to the overall market, you can see that it's also pretty badly positioned here. You can look at dividend yield and all sorts of the normal numbers here. The quality, return on capital, return on equity, and operating margin, very nice here. The Petrosky score, you have all the information here. You can also have a quick look, and that is some of the numbers I'm looking at. I'm looking at the PEG ratio, very high. You can look at the cash flow, and cash flow is one of the aspects of a company's numbers I'm really looking at. The free cash flow, I really like that to be good and positive and preferably rising. Down here we can see the dividend per share. We can see that Pepsi is a company that rises the dividend almost every single year. That also means here, many of you have asked to the dividend cover, where they are taking the dividend per share and dividing that up into the earnings per share. I think it is. You can see if the company is actually making enough money to pay the dividends. So here we can see that the dividend cover is getting quite small, and that is something that could lead you to think, well, can they really keep up with raising dividends? But here you can find all sorts of different numbers. That is just this simple page is really priceless, I think. Then we have some in the menu over here. We can take the first one, browse here, and in here there are a lot of popular screens. Many of you, if you're reading articles and about there's all sorts of different screens, you can find them in here. First of all, they have the normal one. They have the top ranks. For instance, here we can push the top ranks. Just calculating a bit, and we can see here which stocks are actually ranking high. It is above stock rank above 90, market cap above 10 million, and yeah, then we can find a lot of stocks here to get inspired by. But we can also, let me just find that one, go one back here. You can see there is also a screen for top quality and momentum, meaning that if you don't really want to focus on value, this is a screen that only finds high quality and high momentum rank. This one was all three of them, as you can see. This is only quality and momentum. This is value and momentum. This is quality and value. So they have all the combinations here, top, quality, rank, so on, so on. So there are all of their own screens here, but there are also what they call guru screens. And for instance, many of you might have stumbled upon William O'Neill and his Can Slim. That is short for, there's a lot of, you can see earnings per share growth and so on, so on. There are written big books about that. But what you can see here is that you get all of the companies that are right now meeting the criteria of the Can Slim screener. So if you want something where you say, well, William O'Neill has a good track record and I like to use his filter as an inspiration, well, then you can just use that screen and it gives you all the stocks in the area you have chosen. There's Jim Slater. Here you can see the last 5 years of return. There's Jim Slater, the Zulu Principle, Naked Trader, Petrosky F-Score. There are a lot of, there's Earning Surprise screen and so on. There's a lot of screens in here. If you can't find anything you like, you can just build your own. Here in screens, I have tried and built one here. I just called it Test USA, where I said I want some high stock ranks and quality rank and some free cash flow going up and so on and so on. And here I can see from USA, I can see I can construct this field as I want to. So I chose to see the free cash flow CAGR, the free cash flow to sales, the PEG, the stock rank, and the quality momentum rank. And that was just for a test here. If, for instance, I found some stocks and I have built a little portfolio here, which I've done here just from one of my screens, then you can choose just to see them like this. This was just from Scandinavia and Germany, but you can also, to get a quick overview, just push up here and you can see the stock charts. Well, right now it's working a bit. I'm not sure why we don't have a price here. They normally show the prices without any problems. But you can also choose a bubble chart view, meaning that all of the stocks here are now placed on a scale, on a quality rank here, from junk to good, and from expensive to cheap. And of course we want the good and cheap. So it is nice to see all of the stocks up here, and you can get a quick feel if one of them starts to drift down, then you can see it visually. So that is quite amazing. In here also there is a lot of ebooks and a lot of different learning tools, and I haven't been through all of them yet, but there's a lot of tools in there. So basically, when I'm sitting with this tool and I find a stock that is showing some good signs, then one of my first, let's say for instance that Tesla was showing some good signs, then I just write Tesla in here, and we can right away see that they have not a very good quality score. The value is terrible and the momentum is very good. They have come with, the price has gone up, and they have come with some positive surprises. As you can see here, they have been in red territory for a while, and right now they are moving up, and that could maybe for some people be the first buy signal that it is turning up and is not longer red down here. Now there are a lot of numbers not here, and that is because they are still in very red territory here, as you can see. It is not looking too well, but some of the numbers are improving. So we can see here the bankruptcy risk, C-score, Altman C-score, so they are in distress, and the Petrosky score is not terribly high. So all of this I can find here. Let's say for instance that I look at Tesla here just after New Year, and I would like to see, let's see here today, let's see I looked at it here in June, and I was wondering if I should buy, but I didn't. Then I can, if I'm curious as to what it scored in June, I can just go down to print, and I can go to June and have a look at June here. And whoopsie, we have a quality rank of 39, value 27, and momentum at 12. So there is no chance I would have bought here personally. And we can look at all the numbers, what they were scored at in June this year. So this is kind of clever as well. So basically, this is it is a paid product, and it is not completely cheap. But, well, I love it. I can't say anything. I really, really love it. It has become one of my favorite tools just instantly from the moment I opened it. And I'm still on a daily basis finding new small nuances, new details. You can also here at Tesla, you can see there are consumer cyclicals, but you can also see, let's have a go at another company. Yeah, here we take the Teva pharmaceutical. A lot of people in Denmark has this stock because they got a Danish CEO. You can see that they have a quality that is really terrible, and the value is not amazing, and the momentum is not amazing, so the stock rank is very low. That doesn't mean it can't go up. It just means that if you're buying a stock for some reason, and you're planning on holding it for a year or 2 years or 10 years, then you might want to look for something with some more quality. This is maybe a turnaround case, but here you can see it is healthcare. It is adventurous. And if we look at that, there is also a definition of that. There are definitions to anything in this program. You're never left alone here. It is a large cap, but it is also called a sucker stock, and they have a definition of there are some winning styles, that is super stocks, high flyers, contrarians, and turnarounds, and then there are 4 losing styles: sucker stocks, momentum traps, value traps, and falling stars. And they have a lot of statistics as to how they do too. So this is definitely not a stock you want to own, unless of course you believe in the case and believe that there are some values in here that no one has ever seen before. So just to say, and I haven't even touched on half of what is in this software, but as I said, I love it. I am going to use it on every single day, on every single stock I'm looking at. This is just always open on my computer, and I check every single stock up against this. I do have a couple of other tools for that, but this is definitely on my top 3 favorite in the toolbox right now. The reason also for making this video is that very soon I'm gonna make a stock pick of the week. And normally every Friday I'm gonna pick mostly a US stock, but it could be a European stock as well. I am gonna pick a stock, a share in some company, and I'm gonna analyze it. And in that analysis, I am gonna use Stockopedia here. So just so you're not completely surprised and thinking what that tool is, I wanted to have that introduction ready for you already. So if you like to test it, just click the link below beneath the video. And yes, you are going to hear more about Stockopedia in the near future. I am going to make a couple of detailed videos about some of the more detailed functionalities here. I hope this made sense to you. If you have questions, please feel free to write them in the comment sections below. Also, if you have an idea to an interesting stock, preferably in the beginning in the US market, that you want me to analyze, please feel free to write it in the comment section. I am always open for some inspirational ideas. So that's all for now. I'll talk to you soon, and I hope you'll have a nice day. Watch out for your money out there. Bye.